チャンネル登録、いいねボタンよろしくお願いします。
チャンネル登録。
You got it, bro.
You know, I haven't accomplished the things that these other guys have accomplished, and I want to accomplish that and more. So, like, I only have motivation right now. It's not, I haven't done anything yet.
Welcome to another episode of IKEMAX. We have a huge guest, the next best Japanese point guard. He's the young phenom. He was Rookie of the Year. Ike, you want to bring him in?
We have the up-and-coming superstar, a guy that's extremely, extremely talented, has all the abilities in the world, and the sky's the limit for him. Kai, welcome to the show, brother. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
All right, so we want to go into your background first. So you grew up in Japan, but you had a father that played professional here, and obviously he's coaching here. How was that growing up in Japan and then going overseas to the States to play prep school and obviously college?
When I first started, maybe like in the fourth grade, something like that, I didn't really play because my dad used to play. I actually first started out playing soccer. Like I wanted to be. That was my first like dream. But then my friends at school like started to play, and I was like, slowly getting into it. And then I realized because at the time my dad wasn't coaching professionally yet. I just heard that he had played before. So once I started playing a little bit, I started asking him for tips, like how to get better. And slowly like basketball started to become like my dream. And I really decided that this was the route I wanted to take, maybe in the sixth grade. And that's when I went to my dad and was like, I want you to coach me. Like, I want you to, whatever like just teach me how to get better. And I think that's where it started, like every day in the gym. And he asked me, he was like, do you really want this? Because, I can just sit around and give you tips when you want, and it can be fun and all that. But if you really want to get to the level where you're, doing this for money, at that level, then it's going to come with, more than that. And I told him I wanted it. And so he was very hard on me when I was young, but I'm very thankful for that. And that just led on to, once I went to the States and, playing over there, like I always wanted to get better. So it was all a great experience for me.
Yeah, we were talking about it. You and I were talking about it a little bit off camera, along with Max, that you've always had that self-motivation to be better and want to challenge yourself. Where does that come from? What makes a young kid ask his dad, like, hey, Dad, I want to play in America? What drives you to want to do that?
Well, as a kid, I would watch NBA, on YouTube, whatever I could find. And, of course, there were other players in Japan my age or older who I thought were really good and were better than me. But I knew like to catch up or to separate myself from the pack, I wanted to play the best competition. And I knew that was in the U.S. So, the first time I asked my dad, maybe my first year of high school, I asked him, I wanted to go to the States. And he was like, no, you don't want that. He was like, you don't want to do that. Like it's that serious for you. That's a whole commitment. And so he kind of like just brushed me off the first time. And then maybe a year later, I really like looked up like schools in the States and, what Division I conferences there were, like just really like had an interest in it. And I went back to him again and told him like, I really want to do this. I want to like get better. I want to go play against the best competition. I want to go play Division I. And that's when I think he saw like I wanted to go to the US, and that's where it started. But just, I think wanting to get better, like wanting to separate myself from the others, I wanted to play the best competition.
Mm-hmm. So you had some eligibility left in college. What went into your decision to choose Utsunomiya Brex? I'm sure you had a lot of other options as well, but.
Yeah, it was a number of different reasons. At the time, my school situated, the program I was in wasn't it wasn't a great situation for me. Soon after I left, my coach actually got fired. It was, I kind of just wanted like more. I could see like I'd been to pro level practices before, and it just wasn't matching up to those experiences. And it really came down to like, do I transfer or do I go play pro in Japan? And at the time, it was maybe a year or two before the Olympics. And that was a big goal of mine. Like, unfortunately, it didn't happen for me, but I wanted to be on that team. So I couldn't really see myself sitting out a whole year, not playing, you know, if I had transferred. I actually was thinking about transferring to either BYU or what's the school in California? What's the school?
LMU.
No. It's a high major.
High major, UCLA, USC.
Cal.
Not USC. Cal, yeah.
Oh, wow.
University, yeah, Cal. I think they were like in a high major conference, but probably bottom of the pack in that
Pac-12
conference. Pac-12, yeah. And it came down to like those two schools or going pro. And I just really couldn't like see myself sitting out a whole year. That was like a big thing for me. I wanted to play, especially because I'd played a lot in my 2 years at UNC Wilmington. And then once I chose to go to the B.league, I really only thought about going to Utsunomiya because I wanted to surround myself with like veteran players, like who they may not have been as like athletic or like talented as me, but I knew they knew so much more than me. Like they were just so much more experienced, and I felt like I needed that. I wanted to get that edge of just having that IQ and like that experience and being like a winning culture as well.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that it's being around that level of guys in the locker room, do you think that contributed to the success that you had so early in your career, your first year in the B-League?
Yes. I actually wasn't very satisfied with my first year. Like I felt like I could play so much better. You know what I mean? Like this past year, like our team did great. You know, we got to the finals. Unfortunately, we lost, and we had like a great season. But like for me personally, it was so many like ups and downs. You know, some games I would play a lot, some games I wouldn't. Some games I felt like I could show group of guys who are so like poised, like so experienced. Like I started to see like how to like move like through this league, like kind of, you know, how to take it game by game and learn from, you know, the situations. But for sure, yeah.
Yeah, but bro, that's part of the process though, is it can't always be push. You got to kind of know where to balance that out at a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like that comes with navigating a season as long as our season is. And I think that's why early on in your career, it's a smart decision to align yourself with guys who've been there, who know the grind and who knows what it takes to be successful for a long period of time. For sure.
Was Tabuse another part of your decision? Because obviously you growing up in Japan, you know how big of a player he is here. He was called the Michael Jordan of Japan. So has he given you any specific tips or advice that's helped you along the way?
He's very like tactical, you know, like very technical about how he views the game, you know. So a lot of his advice isn't like emotional advice or like how to like, you know what I mean? It's all like just what to do in this situation.
All
like very
play.
X's and O's, yeah.
Okay.
And that's where he's really helped me, like just as a point guard, like knowing what decisions to make, what to do in this situation. Very like detailed stuff, like stuff that like if I were to tell you, it would really be very boring, but stuff that's really helped me. And I knew like he had left college as well to come play pro in Japan, left early. So that was another thing. Like I knew he could help me like kind of adjust back to this style of basketball. But he's helped me a lot.
Mm-hmm. See, I watch a lot of the games, so I watch a lot of basketball, and I saw you early on in the season, and I saw how you got better throughout the course of the season. It seems like as you started playing more and you were allowed to make some mistakes and grow within yourself, you got a major confidence boost somewhere in the season. what kind of was a turning point for you in the year?
Well, for me, it was kind of, I think maybe middle of the season. At first I wasn't playing. I was playing, but it was like inconsistent minutes, like some I would play 20, some I would play 9 minutes. But like maybe in the middle of the season, there were like a few stretch of games where we were playing like high level teams, like teams that, we consider like our rivals, like, Toyota, Shibuya, Chiba. It was like a stretch of those like kind of big games. And I was playing a lot, and I was like really kind of like doing my thing in those games. And once I saw that I could play like at that level in those like high pressure situations on this team, I really felt like it was just a matter of time. Like I just had this mindset of I just wanted to keep getting better. But that's, I think, where I really started to feel like I could play on this team.
Mm-hmm. And so at this point in your career, to be so young, to have had so much success, and to be at the level that you already are, I mean, at your age, what continues to motivate you?
I mean, it's funny you say that, like that I've had so much success, because in my mind, I really haven't done anything, since I've gotten to the B.league. I look at like other point guards who are considered, like the best, and they've either won multiple championships or they've, been considered in that top 5 for a long time. Like, I feel like I have so much more I want to do, like my play, I feel like I can compete against these guys, any day, but I just don't have, I haven't accomplished the things that these other guys have accomplished, and I want to accomplish that and more. So like I only have motivation right now. It's not, I haven't done anything yet. So
yeah. See, that's the reason I asked you that, because I wanted to see where your mind was as far as what's motivating you at this point, because you have to realize how young you are. Like, you're so young, man. Like, the sky is the limit for you if you stay hungry. It's all here for you. Like, you got the skills. If you stay locked in here and hungry, like, you're gonna get there.
Yeah, a lot of times I look at like I keep comparing myself to other players. I feel like it's natural. You want to compare like how you are to other guys. And I sometimes forget to consider like how young I am. But I like that, because I like that I'm comparing myself to guys who are maybe 28, 29, 30. I feel like I'm ahead of that. I don't really compare to guys around my age. I want to compare against the best. So exactly. I'm very hungry, I think, at this stage in my career.
Sure.
So this off season, is there any particular aspect of basketball that you worked on to improve on for the season?
Yeah, mainly so we had just lost in the finals, and I had not played that much. So I had a lot of time to kind of sit on the bench and watch like a lot of great players like go at it. And I kind of realized that up until this point, my biggest, I think, strength was like my speed. Like my speed is, what kind of set me apart from a lot of other point guards. Obviously my size, but like even compared to smaller guys, I think I'm really fast. But like I realized that it wasn't all about just going 100%, like that pace, like when to slow down, when to keep pushing that pace. Like it was like I had no idea how. Well, I still like don't have like that experience, of doing it for so many years. But I realized I need to learn how to change my pace, go really slow sometimes, not always go 100%. So this offseason, I really worked on that, like just getting in the paint and slowing down. It gives you more time to make decisions. And that's, I think, the main thing I worked on.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, I was watching a lot of Chris Paul. Yeah.
He's a master of accelerating and decelerating. He puts a guy on that hip, and there's no getting around it, bro.
Right.
That's literally what you could do. Like, and your teammate matching up with a guy like Hiejima, watching how he moves, bro. I saw him when he was young, like you. We were teammates then, bro. Yeah. Like, you're ahead of all the other guys in your age range, kind of how he was. But you could even tell at that age, his mind was always like processing the game.
Yeah.
He was getting better. He was absorbing everything. And I've kind of seen that in your game, watching you play throughout last season.
Yeah, he's a guy I always watch. I've always watched like since I was younger. But once I got to Utsunomiya, we practiced every day. I talk trash to him every day. You know what I mean? Like,
as you should.
He'll talk trash back to me. Like, we have that kind of relationship. But I really like respect his game. Like you said, his change of pace. Like it's almost awkward. It's like weird, but it's like unguardable. Really, like the way he decelerates, like you said.
Because he's not the fastest guy out there. But he knows how to get to his spots. And he knows how to put you in a position where you have to make a decision.
Right.
Yeah. But that'll come with time, bro. You're good. You're fine.
I hope so. I'm watching. I'm trying to get it. But
so you've been on the biggest stage here. What'd you take from the finals and like just that whole experience? Because at your age, there isn't many players that can get that kind of experience. So what was that like?
I mean, I want to get it again, I want to be there again and again, like I felt like it was so different from any regular season game, even the big ones we had where it was like it came down to the wire. It was just like different level, and it's almost like addicting. Like, even though I only played a little bit, like I just wanted to get back there, and, hopefully win next time. But, I think that's like a level everyone strives to be at. And I was very blessed to be in that situation so young. Like you said, not many players can even touch the floor at that age. So it was a great learning experience for me.
Sure.
This year, you have, I guess, a big void with Rossiter leaving and Gibbs leaving. What do you think about the upcoming season? I'm sure you're going to get like maybe a more opportunity to show yourself really and have a little more freedom. So what are you most excited about?
Well, I think just automatically with like Ryan and Jeff leaving, we're kind of forced to play sort of a new style, maybe not a style that a lot of Brex players have been used to up to this point. We're going to have to play faster and maybe shoot more threes and push the pace a little bit. But the essential part of like making the right decision on offense, especially in the half court, doesn't really change. So that's something that, I'm still trying to get better at and perfect. But I'm really excited because obviously, like you said, I think I'll be able to use my strengths a little bit more. I'm a year in now. Like I got to really experience a lot last year. I hope, more opportunities, but I'm really excited. I feel like we can do some damage this year as well.
What do you think the thing was that you had to adjust to the most in your first year being a professional? Was it the physicality, the speed of the game? What was it?
The biggest thing, no, just like IQ. Like I just realized I didn't know anything. You know what I mean? Like I had like natural ability. Like, you tell me to go get a bucket or like go like make a play. Like I felt like I could do that. I mean, I did that in the States in Division I, but like I realized there wasn't as much like thought to it. It was very instinctual. And I realized in my first year, like I just didn't know a lot, like I learned so much when to make this decision or like when to let, feed the big man, let him go, or when to let my shooter like come off screen, like get him a shot. You know what I mean? It's just like really small detailed things, I guess, that come with experience. I felt like I got like a flood of that in 1 year. That was probably the biggest thing, just IQ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's part of a lot of guys when they're younger or they're first coming into the league. Because I have a young player with me now, and he doesn't understand. Sometimes when I get double teamed, I could shoot it, but I pass it to the guy in the corner. Yeah. And he's like, man, you could have shot that. Why'd you pass it? Well, giving him that three right there gets him to lock in and get a steal on the other side on defense. Right. So it's the little things within the game that make the game fun. It's not just about you going out and getting 40 every night. Some nights you get 20 and 8 assists. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes the game fun for everyone, and that's what makes the team better.
Yeah, it helps you win too.
In fact.
Yeah.
All right, so I kind of want to go a little bit away from basketball. You're still young, so you don't have a family like Ike. He has to spend a lot of time with his kids. What do you like to do in your off time?
In my off time, I mean, when I'm in,宇都宮, like there's not much to do. So I'll sit at home, I'll watch Netflix, listen to music. That's one thing. Like life as a pro can be very boring. You know what I mean? Like you go to practice. I can't even imagine, having a family like right now. Like that's. I just
years away from you.
yeah, but what I like to do, like if I could, I would love to travel. Like I would go back to the U.S. whenever I could, if I could. But for now, like it's boring, I would say, outside of practice. Like I look forward to practice, to games, because that's when I get to socialize, obviously, but also compete. So.
And at this part of your career, how are you taking care of your body off the court?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I try to eat right. I do. I think I eat pretty well. Obviously, I'll throw in a cheat meal, like every now and then. But other than eating well, I really don't stretch. I don't really do much.
Come on, bro.
Like, dude, I can go into practice and I can go. Like, I don't need to stretch.
Nah,
but
bro.
I know it's bad for me. Like, you can't tell me anything I don't know. I know it's bad for me. I know what I'm doing is bad. I was thinking maybe around 24, 25, I can really lock in. But for now, when I stretch, I don't feel like it does anything for me. I could go right now. You know what I mean?
Bro, listen. The earlier you start, the less it hurts at 29. Trust me, because the later you start, bro.
I believe you.
Bro, when you hit that wall at 30, bro, listen. All those years you didn't stretch, they hit you all at once. I'm telling you from experience, bro.
No one's told me that before, so.
I'm telling you, it hits you like a brick.
I believe you. I believe you.
JR could probably give you a lecture about that too, huh?
Oh, man. JR would give you a whole recovery kit and just like go home and try this.
Well, he would know. He would know for sure.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Yeah.
His recovery routine was crazy, man. What was Gibbs and Rossiter's recovery like? And Tabuse, those are real veteran guys.
Yeah, both those guys. I mean, before and after practice. I mean, they never told me anything though. You're the first one to tell me. They never told me to go stretch. They just looked at me and said, "Oh, you're young." Like,
yeah.
But both those guys are very meticulous about their process. But Jeff was actually not like. He's just a freak. Like
he is.
He stretches a little bit, but not nearly as much as a normal 40-year-old would be playing that much. But he's just different. So I don't think anybody else can beat Jeff. So,
bro, I remember that my first year in Japan, they're like, yeah, man. So this weekend we're playing Toyota and they have a 6'2" center. I'm like, a 6'2" center? I'm about to have 50. Like, I'm about to kill this dude. What are you talking about? Yeah, bro. So they throw the ball to me on the post. And I try to back him down. I'm like, what is this? Like, he's so small. Like, you can't, like, get leverage on this dude. So I'm like, I try once, I try twice. I just kick it out. I'm like, I can't back this guy down.
Yeah,
so I do, like, dunking and rebounds. You're not backing him down, bro.
Yeah. He's a mismatch at every position. Like, if you put a smaller guy on him, he's too strong. Bigger guy, too slow. Like, he's insane.
It's insane, bro.
Sure.
So I want to circle back to basketball real quick. Obviously, you still have a lot of years and you can still explore outside of Japan. Are you planning to possibly play overseas sometime, or has that crossed your mind, or are you planning to stay in Japan and play professionally here?
It's definitely like crossed my mind. Before I came to Japan, it was like a big thing. Like I don't intend on staying forever. That was my mindset, like coming to Japan. I want to go back to wherever it is. That's like the highest level I can play at. But once I got to Japan, I had so much like thrown at me at once. Like I felt like I had so much more to accomplish here that since I've been in Japan, I haven't thought as much about leaving. You know what I mean? Like going back to the States or to Europe or Australia. Like when I like get to that point where I feel like I've done everything I can in Japan, like I'm the best, then I think I would go like, you know, play anywhere else, you know what I mean? But like for now, like that's like the only thing on my mind is trying to become like the best player I can be here, for sure.
That's awesome.
All right. We asked this guest the same question.
Let's do it.
Should we go Japanese player or import player?
Top
I've
5,
seen this segment. I know what you're about to
Best
ask.
5, bro.
Oh, we'll do that after. Who's the most impressive Japanese player that you played against?
Most impressive? Like I was impressed?
Yeah.
Like you were like, dang, like
He's a good player.
Can I give 2?
oh yeah,
bro.
Like one would be Fuji at Kawasaki. Like he was the most impressed I was because of his like motor. Like I mean, he's not young, you know what I mean? I don't know how old he is, like maybe like 29, 30. But just like his motor was insane. Like he was going crazy on defense, coming back, pushing the ball, like getting to the rack. You know, he doesn't really have any weaknesses, I feel like. And I felt like he was somebody I was very like impressed with. I respect his game a lot. Mm-hmm. And then another guy, just like pure like amazement, was Kanemaru for sure. Just, I mean, like what is that? Like that's
I know.
It's not even fair. It's not even. Yeah, I know you know. Like it's not even fair. Like it's.
Bro, it's absurd. Bro. It's every day.
No, this is what happened. We played them at Aishin, right? And we obviously like the whole week before in practice, like we were coming up with different ways or, you know, to guard him, like what we were going to do to shut him down. And we did it. Like we did it until maybe 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Like we held him down till maybe 3 minutes left. Then in the last 3 minutes of the first half, he had like 14 points.
Bro.
And I blinked. I was on the bench. I was just watching, but I literally blinked and he had 14.
All it takes is one. All it takes is one. When he sees one goes down, bro, he like goes unconscious. He starts throwing it up there and it just swishes.
Yeah.
It's absurd, bro.
Yeah.
He did some stuff. I remember like he had this running thing with me in practice I was with this dude for 4 years and I never once in practice blocked his shot. It's like right when I would get close to blocking it, he just throw it up in the air and swish it. It frustrates me to this day because I've never blocked his shot, bro.
Really?
I've never blocked it.
That's crazy.
Like, yeah, it's nuts, man. It's nuts.
And it's always a swish too. Always.
It's always a swish.
All right, Kai. So now it's your turn to be GM. No current or former teammates. Who are you choosing? So you got an import player and one naturalized as well.
Starting five.
So I'm picking 5 players.
You're on
picking
it.
4. You're on the team.
I'm on the 5.
You're the point.
So at the shooting guard position, I'll go. Can I put Togashi at the shooting guard position?
Yeah, why not, bro? Or you can take the shooting guard and he can run the point.
No, he wants the point.
He wants the point.
He wants the rock.
He wants the point.
Yeah, I'll take the point. I'll put him at the 2 because I can't even imagine what it'd be like to have him on your wing or in the corner. Like it'd just be knocked down.
Sure.
At the 3, I would go. Do we have a like naturalized and so like the 3 man?
Sure.
Okay. At the 3, I'll go. Oh, he said no former teammates.
Yep.
Trey Jones at Gunma.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Yeah, I like his game. At the 4, let's go. Josh Duncan.
That's 2 imports, though.
Yeah.
But you said I have my
He
five
can
can
pick
be
a naturalized,
naturalized.
though. He can pick a naturalized as 5.
But other players, they're American players. They're the only one import, and then we have one naturalized. All right, we'll make that. We'll make one exception.
Yeah, I'm trying to build it.
No, we're good. Go ahead. Build a squad. I like
Okay.
it. I like it, young
Okay,
fella.
okay.
Go ahead. Go for it.
I'm trying to build a team. Like,
Go for it, young fella.
I'm putting Nick Fazekas at the 5.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty solid.
Some defense, some offense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you could only choose one import player, though, who would you put on as a Japanese player?
If I could only
you
choose
leave
one.
Duncan or Jones? So you can only have one of them, and then you have to add a Japanese player.
Okay. So I'll take Duncan and Fazekas.
Yeah.
And then at the 3, I would take Tanaka. Yeah.
Daiki. Good pick.
Yeah.
Solid.
Daiki's a good pick.
All right, so Kai at the 1, Togashi at the 2. You got Daiki, Tanaka at the 3, Duncan at the 4, and at the 5 you have
Good squad.
Fazekas.
It's a good squad.
Yeah.
It's a good squad right there.
That's pretty solid.
I like that. Okay, GM, young GM.
Yeah. Let me build a team real quick.
I love it.
All right. I kind of want to ask you what your top 5 influence or people that have influenced your life so far.
Ooh, top 5.
Because we were looking online and we saw like Allen Iverson was your favorite player.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Allen Iverson and Steve Nash, who are completely different, but
For sure.
they both influenced me like in very different ways, you know. Like Steve Nash, just the way he was pass first point guard, Canadian, like my dad. The way he used the pick and roll, but then like AI, just his attitude, how he approached it, like both very influential, I think. Are these like players? You mean like players?
Your choice, bro.
Life players, could be a musician. Yeah.
I would say my middle school basketball coach, who was a woman. She was, I don't know how old she was back then, but she was very influential. Because at that time, my dad had just started like coaching professionally, so we had less time to really work out together. So she was my coach at the time, daily, like, and she helped me a lot, helped me grow. John Carroll, I would put John Carroll 4th, like in that, you know, as my 4th person. He was just very, very hard on me, but like knew me well, so he knew like which buttons to push to help me, you know, get better, help me like to get that reaction out of me that he wanted, but also help me like get that Division I scholarship and achieve that dream. 5th, I would say my dad for sure. Yeah.
Sir. I like that.
Solid list. All right, Kai, we're going to be meaningful of the time. Is there anything last thing you want to plug in? And also, can you tell us your social media where your fans can reach you?
No, I don't have anything else. You guys pretty much covered everything. My Instagram is Kai Toews 7. So if you guys want to follow me, please do.
Okay, I do have one more question for you before we head out. You guys lost important pieces this year, like core for your team for the last few years. What are your expectations for yourself and for your team this season?
Well, for our team, our goal is to get back to where we were. You know, like we lost in the finals. This year we're coming back. We want to win it. So that's our goal, you know. Obviously losing 2 main guys is huge, you know, especially guys that have been there, kind of been the identity. But I don't think our goals have changed in that sense. We'll have new players, and I think maybe the core Japanese talent is still the same. So we want to get back to that stage. Like I said before, like it's addicting, that stage. Like you want to get back to it. So that's our team goal for sure. For myself, I don't have like last year, my goal was to win Rookie of the Year. Like that was like a personal goal I had. This year, I don't really have like one thing like that I want to achieve, but I want to be considered like one of the best point guards in the league. You know, it's a very abstract goal, but I want to get to that level, and I feel like I will know when that's the case. You know, so that's just a personal goal of mine.
Okay.
We're looking forward to that. You definitely have all the ability, so just a matter of time.
For sure.
I hope so.
Hey, man, thank you, man, for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, we really appreciate your time a lot. So.
All right, Kai, man, thank you for coming on, bro. Like I said, it's been an honor to watch you and see how much you developed over your first year, and just to play against you a few weeks ago and see how much you've improved. It's been something great to watch, man, and I've heard really good things about you from your teammates. I'm keeping an eye on you, so I look forward to you doing some really, really great things this year. We appreciate you taking the time out and joining us today, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, everyone, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Thanks, Kai.
Thank you.